Hey guys, my name is Marta, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about Chekhov's Uncle Vanya. I recently went to see a performance of this play here in my city, and when I came out of the theater, all I could think about was how contemporary the play felt, despite having been written over 100 years ago. And after having the themes still on my mind, 2 weeks after, I decided that it would be very interesting to read the actual text and make a video discussing it. So here I am. In case you don't know what the play is about, it tells the story of this professor and his very young wife who arrive at this country house where some family members live. Besides these two characters, the country doctor also arrives in order to see what's going on with the professor, and when he gets there, he falls in love with the doctor's wife, and so does Uncle Vanya, who is one of the characters that are living in this house and the character who gives name to the play. However, besides this love triangle square thing that occupies a big portion of the play, the other characters that are inside this house also start talking about all the struggles they are dealing with, all of the things that are haunting them, and this storm that takes place gives the play an overall tragic feeling that really shows in how much despair these characters are living. One of the most interesting things about the play is the fact that it is a very tragic story. As I just said, most of the play takes place during the night, during a storm, which gives the play this very overall melancholic and sad feeling that really makes you sense the tragedy that these characters are living in. However, despite all this sadness and darkness of some of the themes depicted and of the aura that the play gives, the play also has this overall comic tone that mostly comes from some of the characters like Uncle Vanya and sometimes the professor, who give the play this comedic tone that takes some of the seriousness of the themes away. The characters, as I just said, are very unique. They are pretty well shaped and they are very easy to differentiate from one another. Each of them has their own personality, each of them has their own feelings and struggles they are dealing with, and they are all very well depicted during the entire story. When it comes to the themes, which was the main thing I wanted to discuss in this video because it's the thing that amazed me the most about the play, the themes the story deals with are themes that haven't aged a lot in the last over 100 years since the play was first performed. They are universal themes that sometimes feel pretty modern from the time period, and you will see why. The main theme the play deals with is aging and the passing of time. The characters in the play are either in the middle of their life or in their last years. They are all dealing with growing up, with getting older, and with the things that they have done before getting to the point where they are now. On the one hand, we have the oldest characters, between which we have the professor as the most important one. The professor really shows how aging and growing old can affect someone physically. He is ill, he can no longer move, and he is constantly complaining about his pain. The professor also complains a lot about how he is perceived by the others because of his age. He's constantly thinking and talking about how he is no longer listened to, how no one cares about him because he's old, and how he is basically misunderstood because of his age, and how he is ignored because of his age, and how they see him as someone who is not really that important. However, age is not only something that the older characters in the story deal with. The character who gives a name to the play is also one that is constantly complaining about his life, about having wasted his youth, and about not being able to do some things he regrets not doing in the past. One of the lines he says that really express this feeling is the following one. This scene takes place during the storm, and he says the following thing: Soon the rain will be over, all living things will revive and breathe more freely, except me. The storm won't revive me. Day and night my thoughts choke me, haunt me with the spectre of a life hopelessly wasted. I've never lived, my past life has been thrown away on stupid trivialities, and the present is so futile it appals me. My life and my love, well, there you have it. What can I do with them? What can I make of them? My feelings are wasted like a ray of sunlight falling in a well, and I'm running to waste too. As you can see, he is complaining about having wasted his youth, about not having declared his love for Helen in the past, and he's basically regretting all the things he hasn't done until that very moment. Another character who constantly complains about aging is, of course, Helen herself. She married this very old professor while he was still young and beautiful. It's not that he married him because of his money, because of he being old and her being able to inherit his wealth, but because she was really in love with him. However, he's now getting old, he's no longer beautiful, and he feels like he has wasted away his most beautiful years with this very old person. And as I just said, love is also a theme that is very present in the story. Love is the theme that really makes this story develop. There is this unrequited love between Vanya and Helen, and also the unrequited love between Helen and the doctor, who is also a victim of Sonia's love, and despite him not being in love with her. So as you can see, love is something that is depicted as something hard to obtain and very hard to live with if you don't receive it back. Love is also seen constantly with this overall melancholic tone, as it is something that is not reciprocal between the different characters. It's something that really gives this play this sense of hopeless that makes it read and see as a very sad story. And the last major theme the play deals with is nature. The way the play deals with nature was one of the things that struck me the most when I saw the performance. The play deals a lot with the humans' action on Earth and how we are damaging it and making it this place who will soon be very hard to live in because of all the damage we are afflicting towards it. This theme is dealt with from the doctor's point of view, as he is not only a doctor but also someone who is really close to nature and who likes to go around building trees because humans are taking all of them down. The theme of nature goes hand in hand with the theme of aging when it comes to the doctor. The doctor is constantly wondering about the life they will live to the future generations while they disappear, when they die, and how they will have to live with all the damage that they have been afflicting towards Earth, and how that will make life way more difficult for them. There is a sentence he tells in Act 1 that really shows that view, so I will just read it to you now. Man has been endowed with reason, with the power to create, so that he can add to what he's been given, but up to now he hasn't been a creator, only a destroyer. Forests keep disappearing, rivers dry up, wildlife becoming extinct, the climate's ruined, and the land grows poorer and uglier every day. You look at me ironically. You don't take any of this seriously, and perhaps I really have got a bee in my bonnet. But when I walk past our village woodlands, which I've saved from the axe, or hear the rustle of my own saplings planted with my own hands, I feel that I too have some slight control over the climate, and that if a man is happy 1,000 years from now, I will have done a bit towards it myself. When I plant a young birch and later see it covered with green and swaying in the breeze, my heart fills with pride. As you can see, he really cares about what we leave to future generations, about how we don't have to act as these superior beings, and about how we don't have to be that selfish when it comes to damaging Earth for our own sake. There are a bunch of other monologues given by this character that really depict their views, but I won't tell them all to you, so you can read or see the actual play, because seeing these themes dealt with in a play that was written over 100 years ago is something that really stayed with me, and is something that really made me think about how much time has passed since we've been damaging Earth, and how we still haven't done anything to act upon it seriously. Besides all of these themes, there are other little themes the play deals with that I will only mention, but that are also pretty interesting to talk about. Some of them are country life versus city life. You can really see how some characters' views on that are pretty contrary. On the one hand, we have the doctor, who is pretty tired of being just a country doctor, and on the other hand, we have the professor, who is tired of city life and has moved to the countryside in order to live more happily. We also have the theme of beauty, which is expressed from the point of view of the character of Sonia, who is constantly complaining about how he isn't beautiful, how he's ugly, and it's something that is pretty sad to read, but also pretty true, because, you know, beautiful people have more privilege in society, and that's not a thing that we should keep quiet about. Because, and one last thing I want to say before closing off this video is that besides all this dark atmosphere, all these tragic feelings expressed by the characters, and all these horrible and pretty depressing themes the play deals with, I really enjoyed how Chekhov decided to end the story with this very hopeful note at the very end of it. In the last act, in the last scene, we have this very beautiful monologue told by Sonia that really ends the story with this very hopeful note, and I would really like to read some excerpts of it for you, so you can see what I talk about. Life must go on, and our life will go on, Uncle Vanya. We shall live through a long succession of days and endless evenings. We shall bear patiently the trials fate has in store for us. We shall work for others, now and in our old age, never knowing any peace. And when our time comes, we shall die without complaining. In the world beyond the grave, we shall say that we have wept and suffered, that our lot was harsh and bitter, and God will have pity on us. And you and I, Uncle dear, we shall behold a life which is bright and beautiful and splendid. We shall rejoice and look back on our present misfortunes with feelings of tenderness, with a smile, and we shall find peace. We shall, Uncle, I believe it with all my heart of soul. We shall find peace. As you can see, the play ends with this very hopeful note about the future, about life, and that is something that I really enjoy, both from the performance I saw and from the play. And yeah, I think that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you read anything from Chekhov, if you've read or seen any of Chekhov's plays, and what you thought of them. Also comment down below if you have anything else to say about this play. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys gone amazing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!